You support the idea of a graduate tax. Can you just explain how this new system would work?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's be clear. I support a form of a graduate tax as opposed to a market in fees. I don't believe that a market in fees with different universities charging different amounts is fair. I believe that if graduates are to make a contribution, it should be linked to their earnings so that those that earn more pay more. How can it be right that under the current system, a nurse, a primary school teacher and a social worker pays exactly the same as a high-flying lawyer, a city banker or a surgeon? That is utterly ludicrous and not the kind of symbol that I'd want from a progressive society. Now, there are 1,000 different ways you can construct a graduate tax. I favour a particular form, one where students know how long they'd be paying for, and I recommend a kind of time period of 20 or 25 years. A fixed percentage of income that slides on a scale. As earnings go up, the contribution goes up. A small amount, kind of 0.5% through to about 1.5%. There has to be a lower threshold of repayment, perhaps £20,000 or £25,000 a year, so that when a graduate is genuinely benefiting from their degree financially, they start to make a contribution. With all those safeguards in place, I believe a graduate tax can work, and it would certainly be fairer than different universities charging different amounts based on their history and their prestige and not actually on what the student benefits from.
Now, Vince Ceble, who floated the idea of a graduate tax in the summer, he recently said this tax is superficially attractive. It would fail on both the tests of fairness and deficit reduction. Now, what do you think you know about this graduate tax that makes it fair that Vince Ceble is perhaps missing out on?
Well, I'll take no lessons in fairness from Vince Ceble, because I wasn't the one going around campaigning to abolish fees at the general election. And frankly, if you make the translation between a politician and someone in a normal job, if someone in a normal job at their job interview said they were going to do something, when they got their job said they were going to do the complete reverse, they might find themselves in disciplinary action or kicked out of their job. Why should it be different for politicians that say one thing and when they get elected do something quite ridiculously the reverse of that? I'll take no lessons from Vince Ceble when he talks about and openly admits that one of his motivations here is deficit reduction. I accept the government needs to reduce its debt, but the people that should be paying for it are not the people that are not responsible. And, I know it's populist to say the bankers should pay. Well, I'm all up for that discussion. But what I am clear about is those in our schools who have yet to go to university are not responsible for the deficit, and they should not be disproportionately asked to pay down the deficit. And so Vince Cable's assessment of a graduate tax is misguided and misinformed. The kind of graduate tax that he attacks is one which is a percentage on earnings, which is indefinite for a lifetime and starts at the minimum threshold of repayment at £7,000. That is not a graduate tax that anyone suggested would be fair, and so he has been devious and underhand in suggesting that that would be unfair, and frankly he needs to sort out his own lines before he starts attacking other things. I think he's just missed the point, and frankly he's looking to wriggle out because his Tory partners in coalition have asked him to do something else.